Hello, everyone. Please, if you can hear me, I would like to see a kind of indication in the chat box. Can you hear me, please? Okay, that's good. Okay, so good to see those that are here now. I know some people join as we progress, but then they can join anytime they like. We are just going to start, and we're going to start now. So quickly, I just want to say a kind of warm introduction. Let's meet ourselves. So I'm going to give the first um, four or five teachers the opportunity to kind of do a quick introduction. Just in the chat box, tell us who you are and what you do. Like for example, I'm Mr. Murphy. I teach grade 1 to grade 5. and I have about 5 years experience doing this, something like that. Something just short and simple. So a warm intro, please. You don't have to wait for anyone. Just put it in the chat box. Who knows if this first person is going to get a gift? Who knows? Okay. So I don't want to be the first person to do an intro. So I want somebody else to do that. So who's going first? Okay. Hi, Mr. Wally. I can see you. I can see you, Mr. Wally. Welcome to this free masterclass. Now you can also tell us what you do, and of course, I think you're a teacher, or I believe you're a teacher because this is for teachers. But just tell us what you do. Okay, for the math teacher, Olawale Akin. Nice to meet you, sir. Okay, so let's give two more teachers the opportunity to introduce themselves. Okay, somebody is saying, yeah, I am Miss Blessing and I teach English as a second language, ESL. Okay, nice to meet you, Miss Blessed. Okay, so we have two people. Now, okay, I get the, okay, okay, now everything is just dropping in. Someone just said, uh, I'm a teacher from Lagos. Okay, that's Catherine, Miss Catherine. Okay, I'm a certified ESL tutor. Now, recently somebody sent me a video intro where the person said, I'm a satisfied teacher. Well, the person meant I'm a certified teacher. So I was kind of like, okay, this sounded so much like satisfied teachers or satisfied teacher. But then, hasn't it dawned on you that we have more certified than satisfied teacher? If you've seen this, if you think this is true, please give it to me in the chat box. Just give me a thumbs up or say, yeah, I think that's true. We have more certified teacher than satisfied teacher. I don't want to say anything, but you know that many teachers free masterclass, and I know that many will still be joining us. But I think it's nice to just believe that, yeah, you're right. Thank you very much. Thank you for the confirmation. Okay. Somebody said true. Oh, somebody can be certified and not satisfied. So true. So true. You think I would have taken it a bit higher and asked, hey, if you're a satisfied teacher, mention it in the chat box. But I don't want to cause trouble. Just jump right into the main reason for being here today. True. That's it. Okay, so let's talk. Everyone that has joined this masterclass today joined for two reasons. Number one, because he or she wants to advance, he or she wants to get good jobs, multiple online teaching jobs. Okay, that's number one. And number two, because they kind of trust my person. They know Mr. Murphy, if Mr. Murphy says he's going to do a full webinar about this, then he's going to truly do that and he's going to cover what he has said he's going to cover. So, since that's the case, I just want one or two persons to mention what I've decided or what you saw in the ad that I said, or I promised I was going to cover. Please mention them in the chat box. Now, this is so that when we finish this masterclass, we can go back and check and say, hey, number one, he said he was going to cover that. Did he cover it? Number two, did he cover that? Did he cover number three? Or he just brought us here for just a discussion? Maybe he's bored. He wants us to just come and talk and talk and talk here. So I want one or two persons to mention what he or she has seen that I promised I was going to cover in today's masterclass. Please put it in the chat box. Or put them in the chat box. Okay. So while you're doing that, while you're putting that in the chat box, I'll just go ahead and introduce myself. I think I don't need, maybe I'm the guy that doesn't need so much introduction, but I think everybody needs introduction. If you follow me on LinkedIn, Mr. Murphy. If you follow me on Instagram, I am Mr. Murphy, the digital teacher. So I'm a certified master trainer and teacher, and I'm certified by UNESCO to teach and to train. Okay, so why are we here today? We're here to talk about how to get multiple online teaching jobs. How do people get multiple online teaching jobs? How can you get multiple online teaching jobs? Someone just put in the chat box, said, yeah, how to land multiple online teaching jobs. Someone else said, okay, how to get online teaching jobs, correct? And someone else is saying, where to get them. And that's true. Okay, the second person said, how and where to get them. That's also correct. That's also correct. I know that I mentioned these things, and yeah, that's it. So after today's training, if I do not cover these things, please, I beg you, when next I call for a masterclass or anything like this, just don't attend, okay? Don't. Don't. But I'm not going to cover them because there's no way I'll call you out here and not cover the things I promised to cover. So let's begin. I'm going to start with what many people think works when it comes to online teaching jobs or getting foreign students. Okay. For many people, what they feel is if you want to get multiple students, what you have to do is you have to depend on online teaching platforms. And I must say, online teaching platforms are good. They are great. They're great because I work with multiple online teaching platforms. I understand that, yeah, it's a valuable source of getting teaching jobs, of getting foreign students, not just in quotes, local students, but foreign students. So I know that for sure. Online teaching platforms are great. But in today's masterclass, I'm going to cover what you need. Now, not just where to get the jobs, I'm going to cover how to get the jobs. And I think the how is the most important thing. The how is a big word. So is everybody here today ready for that? Is everybody here today ready for that? You want to learn the how. It's the how. The how is a big thing. It's not the where to get the job, it's the how. If you are ready to learn that today, please in the chat box say we are ready. And please, I would suggest you also invite, you can copy the link and send to any teacher you know that should be here now. I know some teachers kind of forget. Some of them we plan to attend, but along the line say, okay, maybe later, and they forget. So please copy. You can copy the link and send to teachers or any teacher you believe should be here. You could even copy the link and paste it in teachers group. I'm ready. Yes. Thank you very much, Miss Blessing. Okay. Someone said yes, meaning we are ready. Okay. Yes, I'm ready. Okay, I'm ready. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, please. Okay. Can everyone here still hear me perfectly? Everyone there can still hear me perfectly, right? Yes, please. So is the yes for you can hear me or just yes because you are ready to continue the discussion for today? Yes, we can hear you. Any yes, we can still hear you because I just moved the what I connected to the system. So is anyone here? Everyone here can still hear me? Yes, I can hear you. Okay, are we back on? Are we back on? Yes, I think we're back on. It's amazing how one of the challenges online teachers face in this part of the world, in Africa, is network challenges, where we have the so-called 5G, and I use 5G, but then 5G is acting like 1G sometimes. So let's just move on with the training. So I'll be sharing my screen, please, because like I said, this is a master class. We'll be covering a lot of things. So let me share my screen. So now please kindly come to the screen. I'm going to share the full screen, but I need to first confirm you can see this. Can you see this? On my screen, I have how to land multiple online teaching jobs. Can you see this? Multiple online teaching jobs. How to land multiple online teaching jobs. Can you all see my slide? Can everyone see my slide, please? Okay. I just going to say yes. Yes, I can. Okay, so let's move on. So I'm going to present that full screen. Okay, so how to learn multiple online teaching jobs. Like I said, the most important thing you can ever ask yourself when it comes to online teaching jobs is how do I get these jobs? Not where do I get the job. You don't need when you say where do I get the job, it's a funny question. There are online teaching jobs everywhere because almost every week or almost every month, online teaching platforms are springing up. So there are online teaching jobs everywhere. So the biggest question you could ask yourself is, how do I get these jobs? How do I get them? How do I get them? And those who talk about getting multiple jobs, are they lying? How do I get them? Number one, they're not lying. Earning well while teaching online is a big deal, and people are truly doing this, and people are getting it well. And I can say that for certain. So how do I learn these online teaching jobs? Now, this is a complete masterclass, like I said. So let's move on. So this is the first thing I want to cover, the general requirement. I wanted to skip this side and said, okay, some of them will know what they need. But no, not everybody knows what he or she needs to get online teaching jobs. Not everybody. Not everybody. So I'm going to start with the general requirement. Somebody is talking about network glitch. I thought everybody could hear me. Is there any glitch? Is there okay? You can see my screen well and you can hear me well, right? Yes, we can. Okay, so there's no okay. Now you can see general requirements. These are the things you need generally. And I will also explain why these things are important. So the first one is certification. Certification. You see, you cannot get good jobs. You can't get good jobs without the right certificate. You can't. You can't. Okay. Now, when I say you can't get good jobs, you may get one or two jobs. Maybe a neighbor gives you a job or someone you know, recommendation. You get a recommendation, you get a job. That happens. But without the right certificate, you can't get good jobs. So you need them. And that's why this online teaching thing must be a long-term plan. It cannot just be you just want to start earning millions tomorrow. No, that's scam. That's scam. Okay. If you want to enjoy games, like you want to enjoy this online teaching game the way it is now, or this field, then you need your certificate. So what are those certificates you need? Number one, you need BSc, or you need a BSc in any field. In any field. Now, let me tell you something. I have a BSc in economics, but I teach. You need a BSc in any field. The certificate you need is a BSc. You need that. Okay. So if you are here and you don't have a BSc and wondering, okay, can I still go ahead like that? No, you can't. Now, don't forget, I'm talking about you getting good jobs, like good jobs now, not somebody who is telling you wants to pay you maybe 3,000 per hour or those funny rates. No, this is manageable. Now, let me speak in terms of Nigeria. I'm talking about something like 10,000 per hour, 12,000 per hour, 15,000 per hour, something that is manageable. And don't forget that 1,000, 12,000, 15,000 naira, as the case may be. Now you could just you could just take that as dollars for you. That's what, okay. But I want to first communicate it like this so that everybody here, because most of the names here are Nigerian names. So I want you to understand it that way. I'm talking about 10,000 per hour. Oh, let me still first find out. What do you think about 10,000 per hour? You think it's too low, like too small? 10,000 per hour, 10,000 naira, or 10,000, yeah, 10,000 per hour. What do you think? Or this person is not serious. You are not ready for the deal. So what do you think about that? 5,000 per 10,000 per hour is a fair deal, right? Yes, it's fair. It's fair. That's how we put it. So BSc in any field. Another thing. Hello. 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 I'm so sorry about that. Please, can anyone hear me? Please, can any? Hello, can anyone hear me? Hello. Hello. I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you. Okay, please let them know that we're back on. Okay, so please let's just continue and let's be fast before anything. Hello. Okay, so please, I'm so sorry about the glitches, network glitches. This is terrible. And I have 5G, I have 4G. I don't just understand. Africa, I don't know what's going on in Africa. Okay, we keep advancing, but the advancement doesn't really show, and we can see it like this. If this was an interview, I will not get this job. I won't get this job if this was an interview. And it's such a pity. Let us move on. Let's be fast. So I explained the difference. I was trying to explain the difference between TESOL and TFL. When we say TESOL, TESOL means teach English as a second language. Okay, while TFL means teach English as a foreign language. Now, you can get any of the certificates, it will help you. So, the question I often get is, what if I'm not teaching English? You don't need to teach English to get either of the certificates. Okay, any subject you teach, whether it's math, whether it's science, as long as you want to teach foreign students, you need this certificate. You need TESOL or TFL. So just get one. So let's continue quickly because I don't want us to waste time since there has been glitches and so we just have to watch over this. Please, can you see my screen? Can you see what I'm sharing now? So I've 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 heard people talk about experience and say, "Oh, experience doesn't matter. Just just be good at your job. Experience doesn't matter." No, 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 no. Understand that there's no of human endeavor that experience doesn't matter. No field, no field. Even if you're a carpenter, you need experience. You need experience. Now, I understand those who talk about not needing experience, but let me tell you the truth. Even where you see a platform and they say just and they tell you, okay, sign up, you don't need experience. Even in that kind of job interview, they will still ask for experience. Why? Because experience matters. So If you don't have experience teaching online, please get the experience. So where do I get the experience? You get the experience from teaching online. Okay. So the question is, if I don't have a student, how can I get the experience? This is it. I got online teaching experience without students. Okay. Online teaching experience without students. How I got it was I just take my laptop, open, create a Zoom link, and just teach as if I'm teaching somebody. Now, I don't have to do this every time, but I did it for maybe one or two, like few times, just to master the act of teaching online. So if you don't have the experience teaching online, you need to master the act of teaching online. So when they ask you, do you have the experience? You can say, yes, I have experience teaching online. That's for those that have zero experience. Get to experience yourself. So if you now ask you, where have you worked before? Oh, you can go ahead and mention that you've worked with private students. Why? Because there's no way they can verify private students. Okay. But if you talk about working with a company, don't lie. If you say you've worked with so and so company, they can ask you for evidence. So do you get that style? And one important thing about experience, please, I understand some teachers don't get how this works. So if you ask them, if they go for interviews and they ask them, do you have experience? They will just say, oh no, I don't have experience. I started teaching last month. I'm trying to explore and understand how online works, how online teaching works. They'll say, okay, we'll get back to you. And you know what happens when they say we'll get back to you? They may never get back to you. So I'm telling you this for free. Whenever you go for an interview and they ask, do you have experience teaching online? Please tell them you have at least 2 years experience. So the next thing is they will say, okay, tell us about your teaching experience. Oh my goodness, talk about the time you taught private students, like I said, because they can't verify that. Do you understand the system now? If you say you have 2 years, less than 2 years of teaching experience, that may just be the person's downfall. But this is another trick. Listen, when you get an application, when you want to apply for a job, read through what they expect. So if they tell you in the application, they tell you that we need somebody with 5 years experience, please let that be one of the things you say when you go for the interview. Tell them you have up to 5 years experience. I know some people are thinking it's a lie. What's a lie? What's a lie? What's a lie? The thing is, as long as you can showcase your online teaching experience well, you can teach online, and which you have practiced and perfected, it's not a lie because you truly have the experience. But you won't let that make them cheat you out of your job or out of the job you would have got. Is that clear to everyone, please? Is that trick clear? Don't say, no, I don't have experience. Don't say that. But then, if after this masterclass, you still don't go ahead and practice and study how to teach online by yourself, then you truly don't have the experience and it will backfire. But I'm just telling you this is how it works. Never go to an interview and say, I don't have any teaching experience. I'm just trying to start out in your platform. If you give me the opportunity, they won't give you the opportunity. So the next one is gadget. Quickly, I'm going to rush through this because we have some important things I need to discuss on, and then the network was kind of wasting our time. So gadget, you need a laptop, a good laptop. So what if you don't have a laptop? There's no challenge. If you don't have a laptop, borrow. Yeah, borrow a laptop. Yeah, borrow a laptop. The first time I taught online, I said it. I didn't have a laptop. I was a family member had to borrow me. I had to use the laptop the person was using for that interview, and I passed the interview. So the laptop wasn't a challenge because I could teach. They confirmed I had the laptop. It was mine. As far as they were concerned, it was mine, so I could use it and I could teach. So just find a way around that. If you don't have, you can borrow. Especially when you get a good interview that you know that, oh, I can get this job. Don't allow not having a laptop stop you. Now, some other gadgets you might need are headset. The truth is, not all companies emphasize on you having headset, and that's the truth. If all you have is this, how much is this? This is like 2,000 naira. I know there are cheap ones, but this is like 2,000 naira. It's not so expensive. This one is like 2,000 naira. We have some that are as cheap as 500 naira in Nigeria currently. Just buy one that you can use, and that's it. Hello. Oh, okay, nobody's talking. Can everyone still hear me? Or they've been talking? I didn't catch it. I've not been catching everything I'm saying. Okay, what happens after getting the job without a laptop? Okay, like I said, I have to now. When I say borrow a laptop, it means that laptop for that time. There must be someone that you can borrow from and use until you can buy yours. For example, when I borrowed mine, I got money after working some time, then I bought one. Okay, so that's why I said borrow. Don't just now. Let me explain something to you. At that time, the only thing that kept me stuck was that laptop, and I could easily borrow from a family member, so it was easy for me to do that. Okay. Now, if you don't have the opportunity to borrow from somebody, maybe you just have to look for money and get one. But please, when you go and get a laptop, make sure you are getting Windows 10 or Windows 11. Don't go and get any lower grade. No, Windows 10 or Windows 11. That is understood. So we'll just jump on to the next one. I don't want to waste time now because of the glitches, so I'll just have to move on. Okay, can we move on, please? Okay, someone said I understand. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, strategies. This is the how. You know, I said the most important thing. Yes, the most important thing is how to get the jobs, not where to get the jobs. I keep emphasizing this. Some teachers don't just understand that you need the how. How do you get these jobs? And that's why when you call for mentorship, people like you have to pay because teaching you the how is a big deal. But today I'm going to try to cover some of the hows that I know will help you. So number one is the competence. Competence, what I mean by competence? Competence has to do with two parts. Number one, how to teach online. That's competence. Okay. Number two, competence in your subject matter, in whatever you teach. In whatever you teach, you must be good in whatever you teach. So if you say you teach grade 12 mathematics, you must be good in grade 12 mathematics because I don't think you want to embarrass yourself in the class. So it's very important. Competence is I always talk about competence as the number one thing. Competence, you must understand how to teach that subject. Now, I hope you understand that knowing how to teach and knowing how to teach online may not be the same thing. That's why I said competence has twofold. Number one, knowing how to use video conferencing tools like Zoom, Google Meet. And then number two, knowing how to teach that subject and knowing it well. That's competence. The next one I want to talk about is you can say number two. The second point there is create an irresistible video intro. Create a video intro that when people see, they want to listen to you. They want to listen to you. They want you as a teacher. Don't just create a video intro that doesn't add up. And let me tell you, most of the challenges I've seen with teachers is in creating video intro. But I'm going to give you few tips because I don't want us to waste time on this video intro stuff. Few tips on how to create good video intro, and we'll let's go and we'll move on. Can we do that quickly? I like to be sure that people are following as I teach. So please always let me know when you get something. Put in the chat box. Yes, I got that. Yes, I got that. I want to be sure that everyone is following. At least if you are here today, let's be that you followed and you gained what you need to get. Okay, please. So how do you create a video intro? First, let me tell you that nobody is perfect in creating video intro at the beginning. Nobody. Because I can remember the first time I created a video intro, it was a disaster. I couldn't even speak well. I kept saying sincerely, I love to teach. Sincerely, I give it my best. Sincerely, I kept saying sincerely. And somebody had to ask, why are you saying sincerely in your speech? It didn't add up. It didn't work. It wasn't good. Okay? And that's why I know some teachers who are broke and proud because when you teach them some things, for example, I'm talking about video intro, somebody could say, oh, what's video intro? Is it not simple? No, it's not. It's not simple if you don't understand the tricks. So let me tell you what to do. If you want to create a video intro, first, Get it scripted. Write it somewhere. You could write it with a pen. You could type it somewhere. Then over time, study that. You can study it for a week or two. Study what you have your video intro. It doesn't have to be lengthy. Don't forget, video intro can be about 1 to 2 minutes. So study it well. In fact, I will tell you, like, study it like your life depends on it. Let me tell you the truth. Your financial life depends on it. Okay, because when you get good jobs, you get more money. So you have to study it very well. Study it very well. Study it well. Now, the reason you are studying it well is not that you want to cram it, but you want to sound as natural as possible. When you speak, you want to sound as natural as possible. So this is what I'm going to show you now. So let's say I put my intro here. I think I'll find a way to put that in the chat box. I have a video intro. I'll put in the chat box, or I could send it. I'll find a way to get it across. But if you've ever seen a video intro I made at any time, let me see. And it's part of the. Okay, this is it. After this masterclass, you can check my profile. I have my video, and I think it's a good deal, or I think it's something that can work. Okay, so please don't try to check a video. Don't try to check the video intro now. You can check it after this masterclass because I don't want you to get distracted. Okay? Yes. So when I write everything I want to say here, for example, and I study it over time, so that will be natural. So the next thing I want to do is there are different ways to go about it. You could use something like CapCut. And please, when you make your video intro, don't put your phone like this, straight. Okay? Don't put your phone like this to make your video intro. Put your phone like this. This is the official way to make a video intro when you are recording yourself. Okay? Most platforms will reject anything like this. I just explain it as simple as possible. Okay? That's clear to everyone, right? Okay. So is that clear to everyone, please? Did everybody get that point? Make your video intro in such a way that record it in such a way that it will be acceptable, so you won't have to go back and forth over and over again. You get scripted, study for some time, and then you are good to go. Let me teach you one trick now. I didn't plan to teach you this, or I didn't plan to mention it this way, but let me just teach you this. You know, I said you could put your video intro here. You could, let's say you typed it on a piece of paper, or let's say you wrote it on a piece of paper. Do you know that you can just, if you're going to use your laptop to record, or you want to put your phone somewhere, let's say, I don't know how many of us have this phone stand or something, or tripod. You could just put your phone somewhere, very platform, but it's paid. Okay. Okay. So who is going to, am I still on? So who is going to try that paper thing? You could try it, write your speech, you studied it well, so it won't sound as if you are reading it. Okay. So the next one. So that's for video intro. I have a lot of things to talk about that, but let's just move on. So A is more demo lessons. More demo lessons. When I say A is more demo lessons, I mean pass more demo lessons. So the question is, how do you even pass demo lessons? What are demo lessons? How do you pass them? What are expected of your demo lesson? Okay, now when we talk about demo lesson is that first lesson or that first class where you have to teach your students, or that class where you have with a potential employer, and they just want to know about your teaching expertise. So they say, okay, go ahead and have a demo with us. Let's show us how you teach in the class. Why? Because when they see how you teach, they can say, okay, they can say, yes, we want this guy. They can say, no, we don't want this guy. So it means your demo, your demo class or your demo lesson is the make or break factor. So you want to make it good. You want to make it fantastic. You don't want your demo class to be dry. So how does demo class work? What are those things you need for a fantastic demo class? Now, please understand that if I want to talk about demo class, it takes a lot of time because there are a lot of things some teachers don't understand about demo class. Okay. But then what I'm going to do today is I'm going to cover the most important thing, then we'll just move on because of our time. Okay. So how to ace lesson. How to ace demo lesson. First, I want you to know that what types of demo lesson. Some people don't understand that we have types of demo lesson. Some people just think that, oh, demo lesson is just about you just teach how you are going to teach and that's it. No, we have types of demo lesson. I need to understand that we have the types of demo lesson. So when you are asked to do or to present something, your can be tailored to the type of demo lesson they want you to show or to showcase. So what are the types of demo lesson? Number one, we have what we call the pre-recorded demo lesson. Pre-recorded demo lesson. If you catch that as fast as possible, just put it in the chat box so others can catch it. Pre-recorded demo lesson. So what that means is they want you to go and teach like you're teaching a student. Just kind of record yourself teaching and then send them the video or the link to the video. Now, when you send them the link to the video, they watch the video and decide whether you are the go-to person to work with. It's called pre-recorded because it was recorded and sent to them to watch. So how do you do that? For you to do that, you can either put your phone and just record yourself teaching, probably using a whiteboard. But the one I like to do is I like to use a virtual whiteboard. So I record my screen while I teach. As I'm teaching you now, I could just be recording my screen, and then after recording the screen, I just save it and send to an employer. Okay, it's called pre-recorded demo lesson. It was recorded. Now, another one you could do is another type of demo lesson we have is the live demo lesson. For the live demo lesson, you come for the interview, and they ask you to teach. They just ask you to teach. So what you have to do is you just teach. You just teach. And as you are teaching, you know it's live, so you can see them and everything is happening live. But the part is, it's possible they've given you the topic they want you to take. So the topic could be any topic. They could tell you, take this topic or take that topic. So you prepare before the time so that you can deliver your best. So that's why that's it. And that's why it's important to understand the types of demo lesson. So who's putting that in the chat box? Type of demo lesson, somebody put pre-recorded and live demo lesson. For the pre-recorded, what can you use to record your screen? There are different recording sites or different recording apps we can use to record our screen. For me, I use this. Let me put it by myself in the chat box. I use Screen. Yes, that's what I use. Screenware. Can you see that? Yes, that's what I use. It helps me to record my screen the best way possible, and it always comes out nice. I like it. Always comes out nice. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. Please, all the teachers in the training today, put the app you use to record your screen, put it in the chat box so others can also learn from you and try to use or explore that app too. Okay, so I think we've got that. If you understand the types of demo lessons we have now, please just say it in the chat box. Oh, I got this. I'm starting to have demo lessons we have. And so the question is, how do you even pass these demo lessons? What do you do? So because you understand the type of lessons we have, doesn't mean that you will do well. So the question is, what will make you do well? What are those things you know that you get the job, so that you get the job? Okay, so I'll talk about a few things that you need because we have to move on. You can see this is a bit lengthy, but we're just going to cover them as fast as possible so that we won't waste much of our time. This is different from the regulars from a device. Okay, somebody's asking, is it an app? Yes, it's an app. It's an app. Yes, you can also use some laptops come with screen recorders, so you can record with your laptop. That works. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, so the thing is, what are those things you need to make sure you pass? Now, when I say you pass, I'm talking about you passing at your interview. What are those things you need? There are some things you need. So I'm going to just mention them quickly as we move on because I don't want us to waste time. Okay, so number one, you need to wear a smile. Am I talking too fast? I don't want us to waste time, sincerely. The network glitch took our time. And am I talking too fast? Can everyone hear me? Am I talking too fast? Am I too fast? But I want us to be fast because our time is already our time is fast spent. So I don't want us to wait. Okay. So I said, yeah, you're talking too fast. Sure. All right. Okay, somebody asked for the content of the video intro. I'm coming to that, but let me just mention it. Oh, video intro. Like I said, please, because I don't want us to waste time. I don't want us to waste time. I have a video intro on my profile already. So what we do is after this training, after our discussion, you can check it out. If I say go and check it out now, or let me put it in the chat box, it should just be a form of distraction because you have to go and come back. So I don't want that. I just want us to focus because some of these things I'll be discussing are not even on the slides. And even if I send you the slides, you may still not catch some things because you are not at this training. Anybody that missed this training will still not catch some things because he or she is not here. So I will just go on. Somebody said the person is just fine. Okay, so number one thing I want you to do for your main demo class. The person that asked a question about video intro, we've passed that. Okay, so of course, you can ask questions and I can always get back, but I want us to be fast. So the first one is when you want to teach your demo class stuff, please wear a smile. Like, make sure you wear a smile and interact well with the students. Don't forget that you could have an imaginary person that's in a student who doesn't even exist. So just wear a smile and let the interviewer know that, oh, today I'll be teaching a student whose name is Michael. Michael is in grade 5 and I'll be teaching fractions. Okay? The interviewer will tell you, yes, go ahead. Now, Michael doesn't exist, but you're going to teach in that class I'm teaching Michael. But before you even join the class, you should have created what we call slides. How do you create slides? You can create slides with Canva. You can create slides with the PPS. You don't have to even use your laptop. You can just create your slide and send it. You can create your slide with your Canva, and just like I did this slide for this session today. So use slides and use them well. Use it to teach like I'm teaching Michael. Use a board. If you need to write anything on the slide, and just make sure the class goes well. Wear a smile. Make sure this person understands this class and enjoys this class. Okay? And number two, at the beginning of your lesson, mention what you'll be covering. Okay? But don't just, at the beginning of your lesson, you need to also mention that, oh, in today's lesson, you would learn what fractions are, how to convert fractions to decimals, how to convert fractions to percentages. You see, when you mention this, you let them know that your classes are not just aimless classes. You are not just walking about and just talking and talking and talking at the students. You have a template to work with. Okay, template to work with. So make sure that at the beginning of your class or the beginning of the session, you mention that, oh, I become this, that. That makes your class more. Make sure you create a captivating start. Don't say today I'll be teaching you this. You could make an instance. In one of my classes, where I had this demo class, there's a glitch again. I can remember one time I had a demo class and I was to teach fractions. The first thing I did was, it was an imaginary student. I think I used the name Jim. So the first thing I did is, hey, Jim, how are you doing today? How have you been? Hope you're doing great. And okay, that's good. Now, I know you're thinking, if this person is an imaginary student, how is there interaction? That was some teachers tell me, oh, you said use imaginary student, and you said there's interaction. Yes, there's interaction. Why? So who replies whatever you say? You act as if the student has replied. You see, you create a picture of I'm teaching, and the student is replying, and this is my response too, and there's an interaction back and forth, and this is how I handle my classroom. You will get the job. You will get the job. You will get the job. But if you just start anyhow, you will not get the job. So what I did was I just told them, I said, oh, I'm teaching Jim. And I said, oh, Jim, how are you doing today? Jim said, fine. I said, oh, you said fine, that's good. I said, Jim, have you ever seen a story building? So yeah, I've seen a story building. Okay. So how does it look like? You have one at the top and one at the bottom. That's good. So it means at the middle you have a demarcation. So okay, that's correct, Jim. You see, that kind of has a connection to a topic in mathematics. We call it fractions. Look at the connection. Look at the way I moved on to the topic. Unlike you just come to the class and say, hey, today I'll be teaching you fractions. Fractions. What are fractions? Fractions are this and that and that. What are types of fractions? Are this and that and that? No. You have to paint a picture. Make them know that I've got this thing. I teach like a pro. If you got that, if you got what I just said about how you start, please let me know that. You got that. Okay. Sorry, I meant. Did everyone catch that? Please, it's whatever you put in the chat box that make me know that you caught whatever I say. So we can quickly move on. Okay. So another way you can get it means I've covered what you need to do about truth. I can't cover everything, but I talk about interaction, talk about your lesson plan. Before you talk about your lesson plan, start well. Ask questions, answer the questions. In fact, in one of the classes, I said, oh, this is an imaginary student, okay? The student does not exist. So I said, what number is this on the board? You see, I said, what number is this on the board? And I said, oh, you said mixed fraction. Oh, Jim, that's good. I love the idea. That's correct. No, I didn't say that's correct. I just said, oh, that's a good idea. Okay. But no, we don't call it mixed fraction. We call it mixed numbers. You can see this story. Can you see this? As if the student said the wrong thing and they corrected the student warmly as possible, and then we moved on. It shows like you are painting the picture of this is how my class goes. And if you can paint that picture, and I have so much to cover, this could take so let's move on. Asaman, please, I need that tripod. This thing is low. My back is showing. So demo lesson is a big deal. The truth is, demo lesson is such a big deal that I can talk about it for like 3 hours. I'm serious. It's a big deal. But I think the things I've said about demo lesson tells you how to begin. And of course, when you want to end your lesson, you've taught the other things. You're teachers, so I don't need to tell you teach well, do this. Of course, if you teach well, why would you teach well? You're teachers. But I've already told you how to go about the introduction and everything. Now, when you finish, warmly greet too, like, oh, you can appreciate the student. Oh, I like the way we participated in today's class. You ask questions. You try to make your opinions known, and I appreciate that. In my classes, I like to listen to my students, so please always feel free to ask questions when you need to ask questions, okay? Then you say, bye, see you in our next class. You see, I just put a picture. None of this ever happened. Just a picture. It's an imaginary student. I taught him like he's a real student. That's the deal. Are we good with that? Okay, create your slides. I've taught you can use Canva, you can use WPS. There are other ways you can create your slides, but I just mentioned 2, and I think they are good to go. So are we good to go now? Yeah, I think we're good to go. Networking with educators is essential. So you want to get more jobs, but you don't want to network with educators. This is funny. Okay, I'm sorry. I have tripod. It wasn't here when I started the training. It wasn't here, but I just had to send for it. Okay, so the next thing is networking with other teachers. Let me tell you the truth. Now maybe we're taking a subject. Let me say we're taking exam prep like SAT. Why is this thing disconnecting? Don't disconnect, please. We have a lot of things to cover. Disconnecting. Don't waste our time. Nigerian network. You use 5G, it's like you're using 2G. So what's the difference between 5G and 1G? It is well. All right. Like I said, Africa, we need to grow. We need to grow. You can't have 5G and then there are glitches in the class. I don't know. Okay, so I spoke about this, and I said I'm talking about this now. I said networking with other educators. You see, there are teachers where sometimes what? Hello. Okay, please. We should just take a 2 minutes break. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Can we do that? 2 minutes break, please. 2 minutes break, please. I don't know this thing there. You don't know. Hello. Okay, well, welcome back. Okay, welcome back, please. All right. Okay, so please, I apologize for this network glitches, but the reason I had to take a break is because I wanted to put it on the jet. Okay, what site can you use to teach that have a whiteboard? It depends on what you're teaching. It depends on what you're teaching. If you want to teach math, we have, I don't know if you know about polymath. Can everyone hear me? Who knows about polymath? Okay. Okay, somebody asked a question about what site can you use. Um, okay, if you use poly, so we have poly. Okay, polypad. We have polypad. That will do for math, and also we have Nearpod. That will be great for English. Nearpod for English. Yeah. So they have whiteboard. Okay, so can we move on now? All right. Okay, so please, I want to continue sharing my screen. Yes, please. Okay. I want to continue my screen. Okay, let's go. So, so you hear teachers talk about, oh, so we are going to be paid 300,000, 500,000. How many of you have? I'm not talking about. It could be now. It could be dollars. Okay. So let's just say $500, $300. You must have heard that 300,000, $300. Teachers talk about it and say, "Wow, is that true?" Or they're just hyping the profession. How many of you have? How many of you have heard teachers talk about that? Okay. Works. Now, teaching strategies that work for me. It's called networking with other teachers. We have partnership teaching. Who here is familiar with partnership teaching? Is anybody here familiar with I don't want us to waste time. It's already past an hour. So I'll just have to move on. So this is how partnership teaching works. Both of us, just let's say I and let me say Ola. Yeah, I can see Ola here. I and Ola comes together and decide, we come together and decide to teach a student who is taking, let's say the student is taking SAT, and I'm good in English, SAT English, that person is good in math. We come together to teach that student. So let's say that student is to pay. Now, sometimes we do uh, quarterly payment, or we could do 2 months payment. So let's say that student is to pay 400,000. So the money we share between I and the teacher. Okay, so each of us will get 200,000, each of us. So that's what's called partnership teaching. I do it. Okay, but anybody who wants to do it, we sure that the person is not a scammer, so you won't lose the money. That's just it. So partnership teaching is one strategy I use, and I suggest you use that too. If you know somebody who can teach one aspect of course, and you can teach the other aspect, just team together, like team up, and then you'll be getting more deals. When you get the job, you discuss with the person, and then you work together. Yes, only part is for math. Did everyone understand? Did you get the partnership teaching and how it works? Another thing is build online portfolio and showcase skills. Showcase your skills. I have a portfolio. Now, for some people, you may not have a portfolio. Maybe you have an active online presence, and the active online presence could be your it could be LinkedIn, your LinkedIn presence. It could act as a form of portfolio. Well, I have an active social media presence when it comes to this online teaching stuff, and that's where you saw this and decided to join. But I also have a portfolio. This is where I tell you a bit about myself, and if you ask my portfolio, I'll just copy the link and send it to you. So I do have a portfolio. So I'll suggest you have one. What's the effect of this? It's effective because some students you will get, or some potential students we get, we want to find out more about you. They want to be sure you are in this deal and you are good. So what they ask for, they could say, "Oh, send the portfolio." What do? You send what? So that works. If everyone catch that. Now, if you catch anything, just put it in the chat box. Oh, portfolio, just put it in the chat box and oh, they cut that. I'll just move on because I don't want us to waste time. Let them just come and stay on my life. No, I want to do as fast as possible. So as you may notice now, I'm in a bit of in a hurry. It's not because I have anything to go and do next, but I don't want to waste time. I just want us to jump and jump and jump and jump because we have other things to cover. And I've not said, or I didn't say that this would be a 2 days training. I don't want to do it as 2 days training. This is just one day. I want us to cover it as fast as possible. Okay. So the next one is sometimes there's one company I'm going to share with you today. There's one company I'm going to share with you today where their structural and technological aspects is part of the platform to can get any kind of student you want to get with you. But the reason I said it's jump on the platforms, you go jobs. You may not get jobs if you don't understand how to get their jobs. Okay, so let's move on. So the other thing that fantastic teaching profile, the teaching profile should be great. Like it should be very, very good. Fantastic teaching profile. Then we have the I'm going to put one in the chat box. How your teaching profile should look. One in the chat box. But before I put that, I want to be sure everybody's following. So how can I confirm this now? Okay. Said partnership. Yeah, that's followed. Let's just move on. Okay, so I'm going to put one short teaching profile. I'll put it in the chat box, and I'm sure that will be something you can look at and just I'll put it in the chat box. Let's just move on, okay? Because I don't want us to waste time. Already, our time is fast spent. So the next thing is So the next thing is I said active teacher online presence. Do you know how many times I get messages from teaching platforms saying, "Oh, Mr. Murphy, we'd like to work with you," or "Mr. Murphy, we've seen your profile and we're impressed." Many times, many times. So I wonder why some teachers don't have teaching presence. Why don't you have teaching presence? You are not proud of the profession, or you don't just want to look like a teacher online. What? Anything you want. If you don't want to be a teacher online, it's fine. But I just want you to know that an active teacher presence, active online teacher presence will help you. That's the truth. It will help you to get more jobs. And that is one thing that has helped me a lot. That is one thing that has helped me a lot. Okay, somebody talk about active partnership, the other person pulled out. Get somebody else. Get trusted partners, okay? Get trusted partners. Now, the next one is check other boxes. Check other boxes. I'm talking about your teacher profile should be good. Your profile picture, it should look good. It should look professional. Go to a studio and make it professional. Make sure it's good because it's one of the first things people see, and that's one thing that will make them want to say, okay, we want this guy. We want him to be our teacher. So please, I suggest you get that. I suggest you get that. It's very important. Get it, please. Okay, so because I said I'm going to put this in the chat box, I will just put it. If there's a way you can copy it, is there a way you can copy it? If there's a way you can copy the teaching profile, copy, but don't just copy and paste. When you get my teacher profile or my teaching profile, what you have to do is use that as a template to create yours. Don't make yours sound like somebody else's. Don't make yours sound like mine. No, make yours sound unique to you. But I kind of highlighted some important things, my expertise, these and all those, and I want to also put those things. I talk about my teaching expertise, I talk about my teaching methodology, I talk about my certificates. All those things just kind of sell. There's nothing mystical about it. There's nothing mystical about it. This is how I get the jobs. And this is how you can get the jobs too. So I'm putting it in the chat box. Let me put it in the chat box. This is mine. Okay. It's in there now. Okay. I think it's too. It's too lengthy. It can't stay in the chat box because it's too lengthy. All right. Okay, I'll just break it into different parts and put them in the chat box. So the first one, let me put the first part. Please, as I'm putting this in the chat box, don't put another thing until I finish, please. Okay. So this is the first part. Wow, this can't still going. Okay, I'm going to find another way to send this. I'm going to find another way to send this. Or I could copy the link. Yeah, I could put the link to this in the chat box. Let me put the link to be easier. And then you can copy the link and just save it somewhere. Okay, I can pin it. Okay. Okay. So I've pinned that. So let's move on quickly. So I spoke about availability and swiftness. I can remember one time, I had this student. I got the student's message asking for my services. So the first thing I did was I probably sent a message to the student, telling the student I'm available to take the student. And then the person said, "Hey, that was way that was way too fast." Because he said, "Oh, I just sent you a message. Like now, and you're replying, telling me you are available." Now this is it. Availability and swiftness are like both of them are just like one thing. Because if you're available and you're not fast enough to show interest or to let them know you're available, somebody else will just take the job. That's just true. That's just the truth. So if you want to get more jobs, you have to be fast. You have to be as fast as possible. Okay. So availability and swiftness, very important. One thing you could do is you could just, if you can, take a screenshot of these strategies and just keep it if you can. But don't use for any promotional purposes. Okay, maybe for personal use, just so that you can always get it. All right, can we move on, please? Our time is fast, friends. Can we move on, please? Can we move on, please? Hello? I think they are busy with stuff. Okay, so I would just have to jump onto, I think I have to skip some other parts. I have to jump onto the place you can get jobs. I feel that's the number one reason many people are here today. So I just want to jump onto that one. Then, if we have time, I'll try to cover the other things. But I think that is one of the most important things in today's discussion. I don't want us to. I don't want to just miss it. Our time is fast spent already. There are things I need to talk about here, but let's jump into this one. Okay. So we have to get foreign students. We have to get foreign students. We have to get foreign students. Hello, can everyone hear me? So we have to get foreign students. So you can use Canva to create a portfolio. Okay. Okay. Now, so before we just move on, please, I'm sure many of you are new to my YouTube channel. I would ask, please subscribe to my channel as we move on, please. Kindly subscribe, please. So you can always get notification. There are things that I share on YouTube that I don't usually share in other places. Like maybe it's my demo class. You can see how the demo class works and everything. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. And if you do so, just put in the chat box. Just put something like, "Yeah, I just did." Yeah, something like, "I just did." Yeah, I think it will be easier. Done already. Thank you very much. So where can we get the students? Where can we get the students? Now, I think part of the time waste today would be because of our network, and we have a lot of things to cover. So I'll just jump onto this part because I don't want us to miss it. So if we still have time, I can just go on to the other one I skipped and talk about it. But this is the most important thing I feel some people think is the most important thing. So let's just talk about it. We have to get foreign students. Where can I get foreign students? I'll talk about how to get them. Let's talk about where to get them. Are we ready for that? Are we ready for that? Okay. I think I can't hear something. Sorry. I can't see anything. I can't see anything. Okay, somebody just put yes. Somebody put yes in the chat box. You see, this is like $1 million question. Where do I get the students? Because the truth is, after all is said and done, you still want to know where to get those students because it's where you get the students that the determines how much you earn. If you don't know where to get the students, then what's the point? Right? What's the point? You want to get students, you don't just because without students you won't get paid. Without students, nothing for you. So where do we get the students? So the first one I want to talk about is yes, we're ready. I'm going to also share this because I've created something to make it faster. Okay, so as I share this one after the other, I will also let you know some of those things like you need for them. And if possible, I could mention their pay, like the kind of pay you should expect. Okay. Now, just in case I've not also mentioned, there are platforms that tell you. Some people say, okay, for foreign platforms, you need PayPal. Yes, but not for all the platforms. So I'm not teaching you any platform that you need PayPal, okay, to earn, especially if you're in Africa or if you're in Nigeria, because I see that that's kind of like it has a lot of challenges. Some people don't want to use that PayPal, and that PayPal doesn't work in Nigeria, so it's kind of complex. So I'm going to share this quickly. Okay, I'm sharing something already. Okay, please take note of these platforms. These are the platforms you can get jobs in. Number one is Learn Light. Learn Light. Okay, let me just help you with this. Let me help you with this. If you want to get a job here, make sure you are going for something like English. In fact, they focus on English. They focus on English. Okay? And please, for these platforms, don't put them in the chat box. Nobody should type the names of this platform in the chat box. Okay? Just copy them on your notebook. So Learn Light. Now you can see PayPal there, but that is not a concern because they can send the money to local bank account. Okay, for example, if you're in Nigeria and you use first bank or second bank or third bank, don't worry. When you earn your money, they'll send it to your bank account. Okay, so that's number one. Learn Light. Who is familiar with this platform? Yeah, if you're familiar with it, just say yes, I'm familiar with it. Anybody? Somebody said we are already. Okay, are you in this platform? Okay, did she say we are ready? Okay, please. All right, so Learn Light. If you want to apply, just go on to Google and type Learn Light apply on Google. You get notification. You get notification on how to apply for this particular to this particular platform. And when you apply, be ready to have a demo. Now, when they call you for a demo, please, I've discussed this. I don't want us to go back. I'm sure you know how to get ready for your demo to make sure it's a bang. Like let it be a bang. Everything should be right on point. Okay, when you try to apply to this platform. So what do you need? You need teaching experience. And like I said, you may go to their website and you see no teaching experience needed. Don't mind them. They are just teasing you. Okay, they are just teasing you. Don't mind them. Let me tell you something. This is why I don't like to cover where to get the job first. Because some people just want to go there and just mess and just do things wrongly, and they will not get that job because their application will be rejected. So it will have to take them another 6 months or after some time for them to be able to reapply. So instead for you to just don't jump there. Take your time. Create amazing, like fantastic videos. Make sure everything is clear and like as clear as possible. I think, and I want to tell you this, I think that if you have anything you're applying for, especially for this Learn Light, for example, you understand that you're applying to teach English, make sure you have a qualification in English. TESOL, TFL are great, but it will also be a plus if you have a degree in English or in literature. Yes, and please make sure your network is awesome. Your speed test, you know about speed test. Speed test is how it's a kind of test to show how good your network is. So if you know your network is not good, find a way to make sure it's good. Find a way to make sure it's good. And what I mean is try to get 5G. In Nigeria, I don't understand how that 5G works because it can be funny sometimes. But just make sure it's good. So this one will be better for those who teach English. Okay? If you don't teach English, this may not be for you. So you don't have to apply to this. But let's move on. This is not the only one I'm going to talk about today. Okay? So can we jump on to the next one now? Can we jump on to the next one? Right, I think so. So we'll move on to the next one. Okay, let me talk about this. Now you can see mentor match. Mentor match. You can get good jobs for mentor match. Okay. Now, when I say good jobs, I need to specify that they focus mainly on grade 1 to grade 12. Okay. But also note that they also take students that are taking tests like SAT, okay, tests and exams, 11 plus exams, and others. So you can see their recruitment details there, right? I'm sure everybody can see that. If you are here today, you can see that, please. So I want you to copy that and go ahead. But let me let you know, for these people, that technical and everything that goes on with the application process is rigid. Now I must tell you, it is rigid. I repeat, it is very, can I say very rigid? But just know it is rigid, okay? I don't want to say very rigid. There's no need for that. I just say it is rigid. and it's complex because you have to pass about like 5 demos, like 5 demo classes. So please, if I'm going to apply to this platform, make sure you are ready. You are ready to go through their stress and everything. But they also pay for the training. Okay, when you finish your training, they pay for the training. But they only pay for the training if you pass the training. So if you pass the training and then you go on to you get to the other aspects and then you start taking classes. When you take about 25 classes, they can now pay half of the money for the training and go on. When you take other classes, they can now pay the other part of the training. Okay, so that's it for this platform. Now the other one, so it means for this one, you can teach math, teach English, teach anything. Did we get that, please? Did we get that, please? Yes, please. Okay. So let's move on to the next one. Okay. Teacher on. Now let me tell you how this works. I know some of you say, okay, I'm on teacher on, but are you getting jobs? No. Some of you may be there and you may not be getting jobs. So how can you get jobs in this platform? What you have to do first is you have to make sure that you get their coins. Okay? They have coins. If you want to apply for their jobs, you must get their coins. Now, when you get their coins, you can now apply for their jobs. But if you don't get their coins, you won't get the opportunity to apply for their jobs to work. So I would suggest you get their coins to make sure you can apply for jobs that are suitable for you. Not all the jobs, not every job you see you want to apply for. And don't forget that you also have to check those that have reached out to the bother yourself, except to still believe that you can still get a job. But I would suggest you do so. Okay, so the next one, convenient education. Now let me teach you the trick. This platform I'm telling you about is not just for now. Like, don't just watch and try to apply. No, make sure your video intro, all the things I've discussed today, make sure they are banned. Like, set them well. Let them be your video intro, your profile intro where you talk about yourself, and the one I was trying to put in the chat box. Make sure they are great, they are good enough. I put the link in the chat box, right? Okay, so use that as a template to create yours and then apply. Now for this platform, you can teach any subject, and I will suggest to apply via email. Okay, I will suggest you apply via email, and when you do that, just expect that you get invite, and when you get their invite, some that I've discussed how to pass demo lesson generally, but then always read through whatever they're giving you to, whatever their requirement is in particular, and make sure you meet up to those requirements. Okay, so that is very important. Is that clear to everyone, please? Okay, now the next one, we've discussed 4, right? We've discussed 4. Now the next one is Super Prof. Super Prof. Super Prof. Super Prof. Okay. Can everyone see me? Please, if you can see me, put it in the chat box, because we have to leave here in the next 2 minutes, 2 to 5 minutes. Our time is fast spent, please. Can everyone see me? Show screen show us. Screen show us. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Someone say you can see your screen anymore. All right, so I'm getting a message for the last one, but I think I'll just did anyone get the last one? The last one, because I don't think I can still share my screen, but I can put in the chat box. I can just put this one in the chat box. The last one. So let me just put it. Super Prof. Okay. Okay. So Super Prof. Okay, I'm not gonna share the screen. Okay, so if you want to work in Super Prof, just make sure you create a profile, make sure it's good. They will just approve it as soon as it's good. You have a means of education, they will approve it. For the other one to teacher on, as long as the profile is good, they will just approve it. But for the other ones, they have to have an interview with you, this discuss with you and everything. Super Prof won't have any interview with you. Teacher on won't have any interview with you. So, but don't forget, because they won't have any interview with you, doesn't mean that your profile can just be anything and just put it out there. No, make sure it's good because clients will have to read through, like you, before they can reach out to you. Is that okay? Can you get that, please? All right. So if you've been here for a while now and you've not subscribed, please kindly hit the subscribe button so that when next we're having something like this, you can always get the notification. And for those of you that stayed till the end, yes, we did. Yeah, for those of you that stayed to the end, I just want to say thank you very much. I wish it was way, way faster because I had to omit some things because I didn't want to leave this last thing, which is the most important thing or one of the most important things today. So please, if you have any question, go ahead and put in the chat box and we'll just answer in the next 5 minutes. We're out of this place. In the next 5 minutes, yes, please. Yes, thanks. Okay, education. What education? Can't see your screen. No, I stopped sharing my screen. The last one I put in the chat box. Okay, I shared four. The fifth one I put the fifth one in the chat box. Yeah. All right. Do you have a question? Okay, can't screen work on laptops. It's mostly for laptops. I use it for laptops. Please, how do you deal with continuous network glitch, especially while teaching the consulate? The truth is, you just have to test in your apartment and it'll be faster. Maybe somewhere you can take it to your kitchen and try whether it has better network. If you don't have 5G, get 5G. I don't think it's fantastic, but just get 5G if you don't have. Okay, that's one way you can go about the network glitches. But it still happens no matter how much we try. But just do your best because that can make you lose a job or get a job. Okay, any other question? End of meeting. Please share the document with the name of companies. But I shared on the screen already. I've done the screen share already. I'll be back up internet. Yes, that's good. Hello. And please I've shared all the platforms, right? I shared on the screen, on the live screen as the training was ongoing. Okay. Okay. So any other question? I think one more question and we're out of this place. Our time is far, far spent. Are there online teaching for preschool childhood childhood tutor? Yes, but there are less of them. We have less of them. So what I would suggest is try to upgrade, at least try to be able to cover grade 1 to grade 3 so you can get more jobs. Okay? Many thanks for you. I appreciate it, sir. You're welcome. Yes, we can. Yes, please. Yes, please. Okay. So another question? Okay. Okay, lastly, just in case you need one-on-one mentorship, I do one-on-one mentorship. Sometimes I do 6 weeks mentorship. Sometimes I do about 3 month mentorship. So if you need one-on-one mentorship, you can just send me a DM and I'll be there to guide you. Don't forget it's paid, okay? It is not free. So any other question? If there are no questions, we just have to say bye for today. See you some other time. And please, as you apply for the jobs, if you see, if you are still, if you need any guide or something, you can send me a message. But make sure that you got what you need to get from this training. You're not just going breathing in and breathing out and start sending me messages, help me with this. No. Make sure you've done your part by listening, paying attention, then we can move on from there if you need any further assistance. Okay? So that's it for today. Bye and take care of yourself. So that's it. Bye. Thank you very much.